line. It finished Arsenal 1, Burnley 0. 18 attempts from Arsenal, but just 3 on target to Burnley's 1. They had 4 times as many touches in the opposition box. Burnley ran 6 kilometres further, but Arsenal had 67% possession and passed the ball 740 times, 60 short though of what they managed against Hull earlier in the season. 740 passes, 3 attempts on target.
Alex, did you think during that game you might not get the 3 points? Burnley made it very hard for you today.
Yeah, obviously the longer that game goes on, and they kept it 0-0, it got tougher and tougher for us. Obviously as the game goes on, you start, I wouldn't say panicking, but you know the outcome needs to be a goal soon, and you start playing a little bit differently, and we always try no matter what to play the same way, and we tried to do that today. At the end we went a little bit more direct, and in the end it paid off with a cross into the box and one of us two sneaking it in at the back post. So no, it was a tough game, and credit to them, they defended excellently well. They played to their strengths, they made it really hard for us, but we're delighted with the 3 points in the end.
Laurent, just how important a result was this in the circumstances?
Yeah, it's important to keep our run. We won a lot of games, and we wanted to finish before the international break with a win, and we did it. Now it's important to keep our feet on the floor, because we play well against Chelsea, against Ball, and we need to keep this for the next game. But it's difficult, tonight. You could see we play against Burnley, and they play well, and tonight, the movement, the speed of our passing was a little bit less, and we needed to push ourselves more and more, and it's the most difficult in football. It's to win and to keep the quality of our football, and we need to work. But tonight we are happy with the 3 points.
Finally, Alex, were you conscious before the game kicked off today of the opportunity you had to close the gap at the top with Man City losing?
Yeah, of course. Obviously we heard about that result before the game, but we need to keep focused on us. Obviously that does us all a favour. It brings us all closer together. And then the important thing was, we needed to get 3 points, which was obviously very tough in the end. But at the end of the day, we did what we needed to do today, and we need to push on after the international break now.
Alex, Laurent, well done today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it was tough on Burnley in the end, but how important could that be for Arsenal, Jamie?
Massive. I think I spoke before the game of what's happened here today, and of a gap, getting created. Now you may say it's early in the season, and whatever it may have been up to 7 points, you can easily claw that back. But I think for Arsenal this year, top 4 is not enough. You see the same thing. There's got to be one season when they really. The league's got to be the aim for them. For Liverpool, maybe even Tottenham, yeah, they both want to win the league. But I think at the start of the season, you'd ask them both, and you said you have top 4. They probably took that. I think if you finish second, you've got to go for the league. So even the gap now is probably disappointing for Arsenal between themselves and Man City. But today, getting that result there, the last minute win, what's happened here? I mean, if there'd been a draw, you'd be looking at it already and thinking, it's a big gap for Arsenal to sort of make up even at this early stage.
Did they deserve it today, Thierry?
I don't know if you can say that they deserve it in terms of how they played, but that's the type of game that you need to win if you want to be champion. No one will remember in May how they won against Burnley. You got your 3 points, and that was enough on the day. I don't think they played amazingly, but those are the type of game that you need to win. And the way they won it at the end, is it fair or unfair? But a win is a win.
When the goal went in, the shout in here was, first of all, offside. Second of all, handball. Are either of those right, having looked at it back, Jamie?
No, I don't think. I think the fact that... well, I mean, we've been talking about the handball. I think it's if he doesn't... We can see that he's not offside. Koscielny... We talk about... I mean, it's a nonsense thing when people say deliberate handball.
But Koscielny's offside, isn't he? If Oxlade-Chamberlain has touched that ball.
Yeah, but we don't think he does.
No, he didn't.
He wasn't sure.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He didn't touch that ball. Koscielny did with the right inside of his right foot up to his head. If his hand wasn't there, that ball would have gone out. But like he said, you have to accept the decision. The ref didn't disallow the goal, but you can clearly see that he's not offside. He does touch the ball with the inside of his right foot. Ball goes to his hand, and the ball goes inside.
It looks almost like Oxlade-Chamberlain's
But do you think that should be allowed for handball?
You can see here. Now, let's clear this one first. He touches the ball, not the Ox. So therefore, he's not offside.
He's not offside. So handball then, or not?
I think it's one of those where, you know, and I'm not going to sit on the fence, but it's one of those where if he gives handball, you can understand, because if that ball doesn't touch his hand, that ball is out of the frame, out of goal.
But if he doesn't give it, you can understand it as well.
Yeah, it's no, but
sitting on the fence.
No, but I know, but it's one of those. I'm sure you played, or maybe not you, because you will have argued any decision of the ref being a defender. But when you look at it after, you're like, if he gave an handball there, I would have understood that, and I can see how maybe he didn't see with the speed of the ball that it's a goal. But I don't think that Koscielny meant to do that. That's the main thing.
Should we give Arsenal some credit though, Thierry? Time was up and they played a short corner rather than putting the ball straight in the box.
You have to give them credit, but I don't know why what the Burnley player is doing on the second post also. Coming out flying to play out of the box and try to put pressure out of the box, and he deserted that second post that was very crucial for them over there. So I will be honest, when they played that ball to Alexis Sanchez, I was like, why do you play it short? Then I went, yeah.
That's why.
But, you know, you have to give them credit. But if that guy stays on the second post and doesn't vacate the second post, then it would have been a different story.
Burnley reaction then. Michael Keane now with Greg Whelan.
Did you think you might have made a breakthrough with that header?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, did he get a touch on it?
As possibly as it came back off the bar.
Okay, all right, okay, yeah. I just got up early, got a good head on it, and you never know what's going to happen. But yeah, it's one of those things. I wish it had gone in.
Cruel circumstances to lose a game, but are there plenty of positives you can take out of this performance today?
Definitely, I think we've not come into this occasion looking scared at all. We've come in, took it by the scruff of the neck, and I think we played some great stuff today. Like I say, defended unbelievably well, and if we keep playing like that, we'll pick up a lot of points.
Well, Michael, commiserations, but you are the Premier League man of the match. Many congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Speaks well, almost scored as well, didn't he?
He did, but he got one Monday. We saw that, and I think that's going to be a massive part of Burnley going forward. To try and win games, set pieces is going to be vital for them. And he looks a massive danger. You know, whoever's coming up against Burnley, I think he's certainly one to watch going forward. In terms of, you know, his threat from set pieces. I mean,
but he's catching the eye with that, Jamie. Is he also catching the eye for his defensive performances in the Premier League so far?
I think so. I think there's talk of an England call. I'm not sure what the squad will be injury-wise. I mean, I always think the way Burnley is set up, and maybe even like a Tony Pulis team, West Brom, it always looks good for you. If you're a goalkeeper or a centre-back, you always get clean sheets, but you have that much protection in front of you. You're always going to... It's difficult to sort of really get at Michael Keane 1v1 or leave him exposed because they get that much protection, but that's how they're going to stay up. And I mean, you know, good luck to him if he gets that England call.
There was talk, Thierry, of a big money offer, particularly from Leicester, who seem to be going back in time and time again to try and get Michael Keane. Can you understand why?
Yes, I can understand. He's very good in the air, very good on the, you know, in 1v1 situation. But I will have to agree with Jamie. When you play for a team like that, that's going to shield everything right in front of you. If you're good in the air and a bit clever, he looks like a guy that has a brain, a football brain, then you're going to get by. And if you can score some goals also on the other side, then I understand why Leicester came for him.
More reaction from Turf Moor in just a moment. We'll hopefully hear from Arsene Wenger on his 20th anniversary as Arsenal manager. Happy ending today for Arsene Wenger, celebrating 20 years in charge of Arsenal. His side have beaten Burnley by 1-0. He's giving his reaction now to Greg Whelan.
You upped the tempo clearly in the second half. In the first half, the passing perhaps not as crisp, not as sharp as we've seen of late.
Yeah, we made many technical mistakes today in the first half. We wanted to win, really to win today. We knew this could be a big week for us, and maybe we're a bit played a little bit with a handbrake, not with enough freedom, not enough combinations, not enough pace to go in behind. Is it down to that we were below our level, or is because Burnley defended well? Certainly a bit of both.
When you say a big week, are you referring to the Manchester City result earlier?
Yes, because we had a big blow in the first game, and when you're 5 points behind teams of that quality, of course, it's big. So when you have an opportunity to get a bit closer, you have not to miss it.
Thanks for your time, Martin.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems to have given everybody a bit of a lift, City's defeat here, but look at this. Win number 656. Win percentage staggering 58% over 20 years. 9 major trophies. Finished in the Premier League top 4 in all 19 seasons. Who got the most goals? Thierry Henry, 228 in that time. Thierry, put that in context for us.
It is amazing. I mean, if we talk about Arsene, we have to talk about his legacy. What he's going to leave behind when he's going to leave Arsenal is it changed the face of the club. That club was successful before, you know, under previous managers, but it changed the way of Arsenal plays the game. When you go around the world, people always talk about how Arsenal play and how great of a players do they have and stuff like that. But now, and we talked about it when I went to see him, it's time to win the league. You know, to make sure that the year of the 20 years will be an amazing one, and I think that's what's been missing in the past, in the last 10 years of the 20.
Do you think, Jamie, we'll ever see that again, where a manager in the Premier League has 20 years in the job?
No, I don't think so. I think most managers now, even with Pep Guardiola coming here and maybe even Jurgen Klopp, the way of doing it normally is 3 or 4 years at a club and you move on to a different experience. I think he's in that sort of 20 years there because of the success he had in that initial 10 years. I think Thierry's right, you're now at that stage where at Arsenal's board, happy that a manager will almost guarantee you see that every season he's been there top 4. Or do you make that decision at the end of the season if Arsenal don't win the league, which I don't think they will? Do you take that chance on a manager you think might get us closer to the league, do something different, but you've also then got the risk of, does that mean you're out the top 4? Because Liverpool have hardly been in the top 4 the last 10 years. Chelsea have been out, Manchester United have been out. Arsenal have always been there, but is that enough? Really, I think that's the big decision they've got at the end of the season. Are they happy with top 4 season in, season out, or are they going to take a chance that may take them there, but also may take them outside the top 4?
Big decision looming in the coming months for Arsenal. Sean Dyche having his second crack at the Premier League with Burnley. His reaction to this defeat today now with Greg.
I'm sure the mood is low in the dressing room. What have you said to your players so far?
No, the mood's not low. You know, we know what the challenge is this season. We've got 7 points on the table. We've been 20 seconds from one and probably 6 seconds overtime for another one, to have another 3 points on the board. And you know, it's just one of frustration because they've deserved the right to at least earn a point, I think, today, and you know, kept a very, very fine side, as quiet as you can at times. You know, they still create things, but I don't think Tom Eaton's had too much to do today, and he nearly even saves the one that comes off Koscielny's arm. So it's like I say, it's a signal.
Tough to do, I know, at the moment, but are you able to make a positive assessment of the start you've made?
Yeah, overall it's a solid start. You know, there's obviously we know the challenge. We're the minnows of the division. We haven't got the spending power of everyone else. We have got a good group though. We've got a very good group. In fact, we've got a group that want to learn. I think we are learning. I think we gave a more balanced display today against one of the superpowers of the division. So, you know, there's a lot of positives and there's more to come. We know that. We've got to earn the right though because it's a very tough division.
Sean, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see them again on our next Super Sunday, which is away at Southampton, and then Everton, Manchester United and Manchester City all in that next 6. Jamie, from the way they've gone about it, from what you've seen of them, are they going to have enough this time round?
Listen, they're going to be down there fighting. I mean, looking at the table again, I know Hull made a great start to the season. I think they're going to be down there. Sunderland look like they're going to struggle. So the 5 or 6 teams I think we all felt at the start of the season were going to struggle. Swansea was another. You think they're going to be down there fighting? I mean, he's going into the second international break of the season. They're on the bottom 3. I think at any stage of the season, if Burnley aren't in the bottom 3, they should be pleased with it. I mean, the main thing is to be out of that bottom 3 come the middle of May. But no, I mean, he'll be pleased where they are in the table. Obviously, a sickener is the goal today and the one against Hull, which actually cost them 2 points. So that's 3 points down on where they could have been. And that would have put them in the top half of the table. But no, if Burnley had the bottom 3 at any time, he should be pleased.
We know how organised they are, Thierry. We've seen that for ourselves again today. Is it about those players of quality in their team, the likes of Jeff Hendrick and Belgium's Steven Defour, to really keep producing game after game?
That's what they're going to need to do. I mean, we all know, as you said, that they don't concede a lot. It's difficult to open them up, especially at home. They need to find a way to score goals. I mean, today, Vox has an opportunity to put them ahead, and he doesn't. And I know it's not an easy one, but you need to find those type of strikers, especially in this league, to score that goal at that particular moment, because it would have been a different game for Arsenal if they went 1-0 up. That's what changed the game, I think, when they played against Liverpool. They scored early, then it became a more difficult game for Liverpool. And Arsenal went on thinking that they could win it instead of tying the game at the end.
Thierry, thank you. Jamie, thank you very much. I know you're both itching to get glued to the goal.